I'm Woody, and this is my world, and all of you live in it. Be like Mike. I like Mike. Mike Klis and I started our professional relationship as adversaries. He was the Rockies beat writer for the Colorado Springs Gazette. I was the sports columnist for the Post who covered the Rockies home and away games with Jimmy Armstrong the first couple of seasons. That first spring training season in Tucson, we fought for rock scoops and traded barbs. Me and Mike, and we became friends. Mike borrowed my blue blazer to go on a blind date. He and I would go out for dinner and drinks. When I wrote the column "A Sewer Runs Through It," poking fun at Tucson, Mike had my back. We sat at a bar one night, and the bartender said, "Are you that guy that wrote that column?" And Mike said, "No, but I know him really well. He got the free drinks." I sat there in silence, never revealing my name. Mike's real best friend, though, was Tracy Ringlesby, beat writer for the Rocky Mountain News, who hated everything Denver Post. They hung out all the time when Mike was with the Colorado Springs paper. When Mike, however, joined the Post, he became Ringlesby's worst enemy, because Ringlesby always hated people still hates people at the Post. One night at Coors Field, now 20 years old, we talk about the special events at Coors Field. Mike and Tracy got into a rather heated argument. Once friends, they were enemies. Mike took Tracy's cowboy hat and threw it into the stands. Security guards came up and threatened to have Mike arrested. I had Mike's back that night. Mike eventually switched his incredible talents to the Broncos beat. We had covered a World Series together, we covered Super Bowls together, and we always covered spring training together. We shared condos, dinners, stories about his new wife and his Brady Bunch kind of family, rental cars, planes, boats, trains, and we sat alongside each other at hundreds of baseball and football games over the years. 17 years, in fact. We shared a car ride in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, to a Dolphins-Broncos game before Tim Tebow started for the first time at quarterback, and we made a dollar bet on who would win the game. I wagered on Tebow. I always wager on Tebow. When the game was late in the fourth quarter, Mike Klis turned to me and said, "I want my dollar." I said, "Not yet." Tebow and the Broncos won in overtime. I'm still waiting to get my dollar from Mike. Every spring I would ask Klis, a serious Catholic, what he was giving up for Lent. He'd always tell me French fries or beer or burgers or something. I told him, "You're Catholic. You need to give up something serious like sex or lobster." One or the other. We had all the scoops about OA becoming the chief football executive of the Broncos. We had all the Tebow stories, the Callord stories, all the free agent draft pick stories first when Peyton Manning was a free agent. Mike and I, with help from our sources, broke every story locally and nationally. We knew Peyton was on the plane coming to Denver the first time. We knew he had the Broncos as a finalist. We knew he and Elway had dinner at Cherry Hills that night when he came in, and ultimately we knew he was choosing Denver. When Elvis left the building, Mike, with a bit of assistance from me, had all the details first. Mike has won well-deserved national awards on those and so many other stories. Mike became one of the most skilled and successful NFL beat writers in the country. He hasn't died. This sounds like an obituary. But Mike Klis never picked up a dinner tab. This is my chance to get that out in the public. We watched college games in San Francisco in a sports bar on Saturday nights every year. We had seafood in Seattle last year, clam chowder in Boston, steaks in Indianapolis, In-N-Out burgers in San Diego and San Francisco. I considered him a kid brother, a journalistic ally, a real professional, and a close friend. We even wrote a book together about the Broncos, Elway, Tebow, Manning. Had a great coming out party for it with the governor, the mayor, players, fans, friends, and family, and that was a great moment for us. Last year in Boston, we shared a Fiat with Troy Rink. Rink, equal to both of us as writers and reporters, is now Mike Klis's replacement as the number one beat guy. Somehow he'd been stuck with a Fiat as a rental car. It was about the size of a kiddie car. We turned it into a clown car as we rode to Four, a sports bar in Boston that's known for Bobby Orr, and to Foxborough for the Broncos Patriots game. I squeezed into the back seat and knew I would die that night. Mike Klis is the fastest, fiercest driver in the world, and the very worst. When the Broncos played in New England for a playoff game, the Post stuck us out in the middle of nowhere in Rhode Island. Really, I'm not making this up. There was no restaurant, and we had no car. On the day of the game, I walked about a mile to a convenience store over the hill and asked the worker there, "Do you recommend the hot dog?" He said, "No, they're not any good." So I said, "How about turkey or ham?" He said, "I wouldn't eat the ham. It's kind of old." So I got turkey, chips, and a Diet Coke in a bag and started back toward the motel and thought, What a great life we lead. People think this is great fun. As I'm walking back, over the hill came Mike Klis. I said to Mike, the hot dogs are no good, the ham is old. Get the turkey. And we shared a laugh. Mike and I have always had each other's backs, and I do now as he leaves the post to go off to do TV. I know exactly what he feels like. I've done it too in New York and in Denver and right now. I wish Mike well, but he doesn't need my wishes or help anymore. He will do great stuff for Channel 9. He will become an even bigger star in the sports media sky. We will still go to dinner and hang out and eat In-N-Out burgers on the road, and he will still wear that ratty colored t-shirt under his dress shirt when he's on TV, and his hair will continue to turn 40 shades of gray. Mike will still work hard every day of his life, and he will continue to tell and write the Broncos stories you want to hear and need to hear. Take care, old friend. You're the best. But in regard to those Broncos scoops, Troy and I will kick your ass every day, Mike. I'm Woody Paige, and that's my opinion. Woody's World is brought to you by Shanahan Steakhouse. It's been selected by the public as a very best restaurant in Denver, and we share that opinion. I was there both Friday and Saturday night. I just can't get over Shanahan's. I want to eat there every night of my life. It's Open Tables, 2015 Diner's Choice winner. Book a reservation today at shanahansteakhouse.com. And when you're there, go over and look at the Carrie Fell paintings that dot the walls. Those are great stuff. At Shanahan's Steakhouse.